Please check your audio and video settings, please. Guys, please check your audio and video settings, please. Yeah. Yesterday, we discussed a few things, guys. Number one, in a layered application, if there are values to be passed are more than 3, so then we don't pass them as method parameters. By taking more than 3 parameters, we will start working with what? Java beans. Listen, client application passes. Am I audible, guys? Check your network bandwidth. Client application passes multiple values to controller as VO class object. Controller passes multiple values to service class as DTO class object. Service class passes multiple values to DAO as what? BO class object. Anyhow, DAO interacts with the database software, okay, by sending and executing SQL query. Let us assume database software is giving bunch of records. So representing them, RS will be created. That RS records will be converted to what? List of BO objects in order to send to service class. Service class converts them into list of DTO in order to send to controller. Controller will pass them to client as it is in the form of list DTO, or will be converted into list VO. So instead of taking different types of Java bean in different layers, all people will be dealing with the same model class, guys. Understanding my statement? All people deal in all layers, same model class will be dealt with. That is nothing but Java bean. This is not that much recommended, but it is more recommended process. Okay, then we discussed one thing, guys. While copying result set records to list BO collection, I'm talking about this list BO or list of model class objects. One practical problem is there. Each record of result set contains multiple values, whereas each object of array list allows only one object. So we cannot copy one record of result set to one element of array list. We cannot copy one record of result set to one element of array list. Are you with me, guys? Okay. So what is the solution? Copy each record into one object of BO class and add that object to array list. Convert again on another record into another object of BO class and add that object to array list. Are you listening my statement? And accordingly, I have given some sample code also for you people. Nice, guys. So then one more thing we discussed, guys. When you add Spring-boot starter JDBC, which is part of Spring Boot starters, as a dependency to pom.xml or build.gradle in Spring Boot project, you will get the following 4 bean class objects automatically. The following 4 bean class objects automatically through auto configuration. That means we need not to create them manually. Okay, we need not to configure them as Spring Beans manually, and we can inject them wherever we want. Today we are least bothered about JDBC template object, named parameter JDBC template object, driver manager. Okay, driver manager. It is not driver manager data source, guys. Data source transaction manager. This is the better wording. What is that? Data source transaction manager object and many things. But anyhow, today we are just bothered about what, guys? Data source object. Understanding my point there? Yes. Okay. By default, it will point to what? Hikari data source object. That Hikari data source object points to which JDBC connection pool? Which JDBC connection pool? Are you listening my statement? Which JDBC connection pool? The connection pool points to that connection pool having connection objects created for certain database software whose JDBC properties are gathered from application.properties or YML. In application.properties or YML, if I put Oracle related JDBC properties, data source object points to JDBC uh, connection pool of Oracle. Suppose in application.properties, if I have go for what? MySQL. So data source object points to what? JDBC connection pool for MySQL. Super boss. Let's come to today's discussion, guys. Okay. Listen. What is the JDBC connection pool or JDBC data source or JDBC data source that we have used that you have used in your Spring project? In your Spring project. In your Spring project. Are you listening my statement? Okay. Now tell me correct answer. If your Spring project is Spring or Spring Boot project, guys. If your Spring or Spring Boot project is standalone application, same Spring or Spring Boot boss, no problem. Standalone application. Then use, come on guys, third party JDBC connection pool. Third party JDBC connection pool or data sources. JDBC connection pool or data sources. Like, what is this? Apache DBCP, C3P0, next, C3P0, Hikari CP, and etc. What is best to us? Hikari CP is the best. Okay, note, don't use. Okay, don't use driver manager data source, comma, single connection data source. I think I already discussed this, right? Single connection data source based JDBC connection pools. Connection pools. Okay. They don't pool the JDBC connections because they don't pool the JDBC connections. Are you listening, guys? Okay. Next. If Spring Boot project is web application or distributed application like Spring REST kind of application, guys. Distributed application, which is a deployable application in the server. Deployable application in the servers. Then use the underlying server managed, what guys? underlying server managed JDBC connection pool. Underlying server managed JDBC connection pool. Okay. Example, Tomcat managed JDBC connection pool. Wildfly managed JDBC connection pool, and etc. So I think you got answer. If you said I have used driver manager data source, single connection data source based JDBC connection pool, guys, then what happens? You will think that you are not from industry. You will think that you just practiced application by collecting from internet. You practiced application by collecting from what? Internet. Are you listening, boss? So to avoid that problem, my recommendation is this. Okay, fine. Okay, guys. Mohan, yes, Aurora DB is not standard database for Java applications. That's very clear. Okay, that is not a standard database. If you want to connect to Aurora DB, then we have to go for it. Okay, Nitish Namoria, if you know WebLogic, if you know Tomcat, okay, so accordingly we have to use that server manager JDBC connection pool. So just recollect your servlet JSP knowledge. You'll be knowing what is server manager JDBC connection pool. Just recollect your servlet knowledge, JSP knowledge. Okay, fine. Right, boss. Now, see, if database is there in the cloud environment, that cloud supplied BK Yadav, when server is having its own connection pool, what's the problem? What's the use of using third-party connection pool? Already you are purchasing server by putting some money, right? And server is giving connection pool. When server is having connection pool, why should I use a third-party connection pool? You only think logically. You only think logically. Come on. Yes. When server is already having connection pool, we can use, but industry standard is not that. Okay, his question is, can we use a third-party connection pool in server-managed application? Yes, we can use, but not so industry standard. Okay, discussion has come. Can we use third-party connection pools? Okay, guys. Third-party connection pools like Hikari CP. Like Hikari CP in the server managed applications like web applications and distributed applications like web applications and distributed application. If you pinpointly ask, technically yes, but not recommended. Yes, but not recommended. Yes, we can use, but not recommended. Okay, guys. Yes, technically yes, but it is not recommended. It is not industry standard. Okay, can I use a server managed connection pool in standalone application? Technically yes, but not recommended. Why, sir? Array, your entire project is happening without server. Only for connection pool do you take Tomcat server? Only for connection pool you will take WebLogic server? Come on, come on. No, na. The same thing here also. Can we use server managed JDBC connection pool in standalone applications. Technically, yes, but not recommended. Answer, yes, but not recommended. Are you with me? Yes, but not recommended. Because taking web server or application server only for connection pool, only for JDBC connection pool is meaningless. Is meaningless. Okay. Understanding my point, guys? Devash Pandey, I keep on saying, when server is having its own connection pool, why should we go for third-party connection pools? I'm not saying there is no problem, good, bad, all these things. Server is having its own connection pool. Why should we go for third-party connection pools? Got it? Yes. Fine. See, if someone wants to use it, but it's not recommended, boss. Now listen. Develop a JDBC application. Fine. Develop a Spring Boot standalone layered application. Standalone layered application that gives employee details. If not employee details, take hospital details, take corona patient details. So then why are you taking employee details? Okay. Okay, our corona patient details. Corona patient details based on the given four cities. Based on the given four cities. Are you listening my statement, guys? Based on the given four cities. Okay, 3 cities, whatever it is. Based on the given n cities, we'll go for what? N cities. Based on the given n cities, boss. I may give 1 city name or 2 city name or 3 city names. Okay, right. I will take employee details only. Why? Because I don't want to waste my time creating corona patient table and inserting 30, 40 records belonging to different cities. If it is employee table, already 14 records are there belonging to, in EMP table, we don't have employee address. We have only employee designation. Okay, fine. You practice this one as a assignment. So here I will go for based on the given n designations. Based on the given n designations, guys. I don't know how many designations I will give. Come on. I don't know how many designations I will give, but given n designations. Comfortable, boss? Okay. This is my requirement, boss. If I give one designation, I should get all the employee detail who is having that designation. 2 designation, I should get all the employee detail who is having those 2 designation. So this is my requirement, guys. So shall I give the storyboard of the application, boss? Storyboard. Let's start the storyboard of the project. Yeah, the storyboard is base. I want some people at least should complete the project based on the storyboard before I complete in the classroom. So that's why listen carefully, you can do it. Now tell me, in application dot properties, in application dot properties, are you listening my statement, guys? Here, keys and values will be there. I'll give 1, 2 keys. Spring dot data source dot driver hyphen class hyphen name oracle dot jdbc dot driver dot oracle driver. Spring dot data source dot url jdbc colon what colon guys, oracle colon at the rate localhost colon 1521 colon xe. Okay, yes, these are the fixed keys guys. Username system spring dot data source dot password manager. Okay boss. So always we start the development from the back side guys. First anyhow data source comes through auto configuration based on entries that are taken in what application dot properties, leave it. Next we always take from the back side guys, then we will go for first DAO so that it can be used in service, next service, then so it can be used in controller, then controllers it can be used in what client application. Now tell me, DAO is target to data source, dependent to service, and the dependent should always have one target class, one interface and one implementation class or not. Come on. Employee DAO dot Java. Employee DAO dot Java interface. Now tell me here, public interface employee DAO. Yeah, it's better to have I word before the interface name, guys. It's a practice, standard practice. Interface employee DAO. Public list employee BO. Yeah, employee BO. I'm going to get list of employee BO class objects. Are you understanding my statement? Okay, guys. Now tell me, get employees by designations. String designation array. Why array? Why array? Why array? You can take array or you can take what? You can take array or you can take what? Collection also. It's up to you. It's up to you. But same type, na? That's why I have preferred what? Same type, same type. That's why I have preferred what? Array here. All are same type. That's why I preferred what? Array here. Are you understanding? Moreover, array size will be decided dynamically, guys. While developing client application, I will ask how many designations? 3 designation. Then I will create array of 3. In the client application, how many designation from end user I will ask? 2. Then I will create array of 2. Got it or not there? Okay. So I think everyone understood this, guys. Get employees by designation, string designation array, public list employee DAO, public list employee DAO, sorry, employee BO, employee BO. Do you notice this? It is just giving what? List of employee BO class objects. Super, guys. Right, boss. Now tell me, implementation class. Employee DAO IMPL dot Java. Implementation class. Now everyone please focus, guys. Public class employee DAO IMPL implements, come on, I employee DAO. I employee DAO. iEmployee DAO. Tell me how to configure it as a DAO, guys. Repository employee DAO. Yeah, if you are interested to use Java config annotations, you can go for @named. Remember that. If you are interested, you can go for what? @named. Come on, guys. Okay. Now tell me here. Public list employee BO. Public list employee BO. Get EMPs by designations. String designation array. Okay, string designation array. Here is the code. Actually, one small thing is missing. I have to go for exception propagation, guys. Okay, exception propagation. Yes, boss. Exception propagation. Yes. Return list BO. Return list BO. Logic to get RS and converting it to list BO class object. Converting it to list BO class object. Tell me, guys. Private data source DS @auto void. Private data source DAO @auto void. Is that clear, my dear? @repository employee DAO @auto void private data source DS. Okay, logic to get RS and converting into list BO class objects. Okay, this is the story, boss. Easy or not? This DS contains what, guys? Hikari data source. Then why are you taking data source type property? Array, tomorrow I can change that Hikari data source to, okay, Apache DBCP. If not that, C3P0. If not there, something else. So we are better to take has a property of type interface type, as a property of what? Concrete class type. For achieving loose coupling, according to strategy design pattern, the property should always be of type what? Interface type. Whatever property we are using in dependency injection. Okay. Yes, Meenan. Right now, I'm assuming no one knows Spring JDBC. That's why I'm taking data source. If you know Spring JDBC, you will go for JDBC template. Are you getting my point? Yes, boss. Because right now I'm assuming. Okay. Subhajade, auto wiring of Spring means they will make certain predefined class objects as Spring Beans. Okay, that means they don't inject. Keeping @auto void is our responsibility. Come on, guys, use some common sense. Auto wiring does not mean they use @auto void internally. Dirty fellows. Auto wire means they will make certain predefined Java class objects as Spring Beans. It does not mean they will complete injection. Tell me, this auto void is related to Spring Boot auto configuration? Come on, guys. Auto configuration is different. Auto void is different. Auto wiring is for injection. Auto configuration is for what? Making Spring Beans as certain predefined Java class objects as Spring Beans. Are you getting my point there or not? And I already keep on saying here keys are fixed. Keys are fixed. From internet, you can gather them. Okay. Super, boss. Now tell me. So note, Spring Boot auto configuration gives certain predefined Java class objects as Spring Beans. based on the starters we have added. Based on the starters we have added. Whereas I never expect you people confuse between auto void and auto wire. Okay, guys. Now tell me. Whereas at the rate auto void, guys. Whereas at the rate auto void can be used to inject such Spring Bean class objects to other Spring Bean properties. Here at the rate auto void. Array, someone is asking me what is the table, guys. Okay, database software is what? Oracle, and DB table is EMP DB table. Come on, EMP DB table. You know that now? Predefined table. Is that clear, guys? This is not complete code. I'm just giving abstract idea. That's it. Here I'm going to write serious JDBC code, guys. Serious literal JDBC code we have to write here. I'm just giving idea what is what. Yes, with this DAO story is ready. Next one, service story, guys. Easy na, boss? Service story is easy or not easy? What do you say? Employee management service.java. I'm employee management service.java. To give the feeling it's a service class. Public interface employee management service. Okay. Here is my public list. Employee DTO. Array. Service to controller in the form of DTO na. DAO to service in the form of BO, list BO, right? Everything according to our yesterday's explanation only. Employee DTO. Fetch EMPs by. Listen, I want you people to practice getting corona patient details, hotel details, restaurant details. Then why are you taking employee use case, guys? I just want to take the advantage of ready-made table EMP that is there in Oracle. Understanding my point? Okay. BK Yadav, entire all classes together application, dirty fellow. How can you develop one layer as one application? What's happening, BK Yadav? Okay, guys. And moreover, layered application means service layer should be there. Whether you write business logic or not, you should have service layer. Because service layer is one per module. In one case, business logic is not there. What about other cases? Come on, guys. You keep service class for one per module. In certain one use case, two use cases, business logic is not there. It does not mean every use case will not have a business logic. Na, use common sense, ra babu. Common sense. Okay, find employees by designation. BK Yadav, I hope you got where you are going wrong. String designation array. Throws exception. Again, exception propagation here, boss. Throws exception propagation here. That's fine. Now I would like to develop one implementation class, boss. Employee management service impl.java. Employee management service impl.java. Tell me. Public class employee management service impl implements employee mgmt. Implements guide employee management service, guys. Simply implements employee management. Okay. At the rate service. EMP service. At the rate service, EMP service. Okay, boss. Now listen carefully. Public class employee management service IMPL implements employee management service. After that, what next? Okay, guys. Someone is asking me, sir, forever service interface is functional interface. Only one method declaration will be there. No, guys. Service is one per module. So many business method declaration will be there. For every use case, one separate, this one will be there, right? Okay. And moreover, Ragesh Magar, when you want to write the logic, how can you go for lambda expressions, Ra Babu? And moreover, who is creating object for implementation classes? Miak IOC container. Then how can you work with lambda expressions while developing implementation classes? Use common sense. Okay, right, guys. Public employee DTO. Fetch employees by designations. String designation array. Throws exception. What, guys? Throws exception. Okay. Use DAO. What that, guys? Use DAO. Tell me here. Use DAO. Tell me here. Use DAO. Here I have to inject DAO, guys. Tell me. employee DAO. Okay. At the rate auto wide. The injection. So DAO I'm injecting to service, boss. DAO I'm injecting to service. Here we use DAO, boss. Now tell me how to use DAO. When I use DAO, what happens? List employee BO. List BO is equal to DAO dot get EMPs by designations. Designation array. Designations array. Come on. Designations array. After that, convert list BO to list DTO. Convert list BO to list DTO. Are you listening my statement, guys? Here some logic will be there. Yeah, if needed, you can write extra properties like serial number. If needed, you can convert salary into numeric value by doing round up or round down. All this stuff you can go for here. Whatever extra properties you want to add, we can add as part of this conversion, boss. So once this is done, tell me, return. Okay, return. What is that? Return list DTO. Come on, guys. I hope you are comfortable with this one. I hope you are comfortable with this one. Please tell me. Easy or not easy? Just storyboard I'm talking. Don't worry about complete coding. Service, injection, implementation of business method, exception propagation. We are taking exception propagation. Come on, guys. Easy or not easy? Nice, boss. Now next one. This is DAO part, guys. This is a DAO part. Yes, this is what? Service layer. Service layer. Now lastly what? Controller layer. Controller layer. Okay. Controller layer. Observe very carefully. Main controller dot Java. I am not taking any interface. Did you notice it? Why, sir? Observe very carefully. If you look at the layered application, okay, controller is not having any controller is not going to be dependent to anyone, right? One per project, that's the one thing. Another one is also what, guys? Controller is not going to have. Controller is not going to have. Come on, guys. It is not going to be dependent to any other target. That is for our target, right? That is for our target. Look at our student and course example. Student is for our target. Did I take interface and implementation class story? No. But for course, I have taken interface and implementation class story. You take my vehicle and engine example. Vehicle is for our target. Did I take interface and implementation class story? No. I have taken only come on. Yes. So vehicle is target class. Engine we will take interface and implementation. Diesel engine, petrol engine, like this we will take different interface and implementation story. So that's why only target class, no interface and implementation, guys. Okay. Yes. Public class, main controller. How to make it as a controller, guys? At the rate controller. How to make it as a controller, guys? At the rate controller. Now tell me here. So private employee management service. Employee management service. Okay, guys. At the rate auto wide. At the rate auto wide. Understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Yeah, someone is asking me one question. Sir, can I configure controller class by using @repository? Can I configure service class by using @repository? Or DAO class with @service? Since all of them internally using @component, answer is yes, but not recommended. Answer is yes, but not recommended. I think while teaching Spring Basics itself, I have talked about this, right? Can I configure controller class by using @component? Yes, but not recommended. Can I configure what? Service class by using @component? Yes, but not recommended. Clear, guys? Can I use @repository to configure controller class? Yes, but not recommended. Okay, because they will work because all of them are internally using @component, and @component is there to make what? Any Java class has Spring Bean. It will work. It does not mean it will work, but it is not recommended one. It kills the readability and we cannot add additional benefits of each layer. Okay, public employee VO, list employee VO, list employee VO. Now tell me guys, display. Okay guys, display EMPs by designation. Designation. String designations array. Throws exception. Throws exception. Right guys. Now tell me. Use service guys. Here what is there? Use service. Tell me. List employee DTO. List DTO is equal to service dot. Come on guys. Service dot fetch employees by designation. Employees by designations. Designations array. Okay. Convert list DTO to list VO. List DTO to list VO. Here's some logic, guys. Return list VO. Return list VO. This is one per project, guys. Generally, we take end of the class. End of the class. Are you there with me, guys? Here brackets are not required. Here already taken. While passing array, you will pass brackets. Dirty fellows. Okay. While passing array as argument, we need to pass this one. Square brackets, not required. Super boss. Now what is left? Client application, guys. Client application. This is main class come. Main class come container. What is that? Configuration class. Yes, guys. Public class real-time DI test. Real-time DI test. This is our client application story, guys. Real-time DI test. On the top of it, I'm going to write what? @ Spring Boot application. @ Spring Boot application. Cool, guys. Public static void main string args array. Here, this one, boss. Get IOC container. Okay, what is this? Application context CTX is equal to. Application context CTX is equal to. Come on. Spring application dot run. Spring application dot run. Real-time DI test dot class args. Dot class args. Next, get controller class object. How to get controller class object, guys? Main controller. Before that, read inputs, guys. Read inputs using scanner. Read inputs using scanner. Okay, what is that? Designations count and designation names. Designations count and designations name. Main controller is equal to ctx dot get bean. Come on. Main controller is equal to ctx dot get bean. Ctx dot get bean. What is the bean ID we are having, guys? controller is the bean ID. Tell me. Main controller dot class. Main controller dot class. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. Yeah, controller is the bean ID. Whatever we pass, guys. Whatever we pass. Oh, here controller bean ID is not given, na boss. Okay, controller. Okay, boss. My humble request is stop keeping lengthy messages. Try to put your questions short and sweet. Short and sweet. Come on. Now listen. JDBC code throws checked exceptions, guys. So by default, checked exceptions does not support propagation. That's why I'm explicitly going for propagation, boss. Explicitly doing propagation. Understanding my statement? Right. Okay. Every layer we are going for propagation. Varda Santosh, don't bring web application knowledge in standalone. Listen, if it is a web application in the controller class itself, you have to catch and handle exception. If it is a standalone application in the client application, you have to catch and handle exception. Please keep your half knowledge of web application aside. Focus on standalone application development. Right now, I'm developing it as a standalone application. I hope you are getting Varda Santosh. So don't bring your web application knowledge. Right. Okay, guys. Now tell me here. After client application, there is no other layer, guys. Since there is no other layer after client application, it's better to catch and handle exception or not. It's better to catch and handle exception or not. Come on. Because ultimately end user gives inputs through client. Our end user gets output from client, right? End user gets output from client. So here, what is this? List employee VO, list VO is equal to controller dot display employees by designations. Designations. Here designation array. Array about taking designation names, na designation names as array. That array you have to pass, guys. That array you have to pass. Now tell me, process list VO. List VO dot for each. I think you remember lambda expression, guys. System dot out dot println VO. Okay, we are displaying the information. End of the try, guys. Catch. Exception E. Exception E. E dot print stack trace. Or you can write some non-technical message also. Here you can write some non-technical message as needed. Close IOC container. Close IOC container. CTX dot close. If needed typecasting, we do it. End of the main method, end of the class. Easy na, boss? Here we are calling method. This is very important for me. Easy or not easy? Shall we see the flow part now? So here is my client application part, guys. Client application part. Listen. Client application part. Yeah, during container creation, pre-instantiation of singleton scope beans only, okay, auto configuration takes place, guys. and those beans will be ready. Those beans will be ready. Right now I am not highlighting that, but concentrate on it. What is the flow? Control comes to main method. A. Control comes to main method. A. B. Spring application dot run method is called. Spring application dot run method is called. Okay, guys. Next, internally, internally, first auto configuration. Okay. Redmi, you have to assume there are VO, BO classes. Storyboard ra babu. Yeah, someone is asking me, sir, you have not given source code of Redmi, VO, BO, DTO classes. Assume they are there. This is just storyboard, my dears. Assume they are there. Okay, see auto configurations. Next, see auto configuration. Next, pre-instantiation of. Okay, guys. Chandan Kumar, without knowing run method create IOC container, you have completed Spring Boot classes so far. Dirty fellow. What donkeys you are catching these many days? Look at this question. So run method IOC container creation, dirty fellow. Without knowing run method creates IOC container, these many days you attended classes. If I scold, you will feel bad. Don't catch donkeys by sitting in front of system. Pre-instantiation of, come on guys. Pre-instantiation of singleton scope beans. I don't know what people do in front of systems, guys. Singleton scope beans and injections and injections. All injections also takes place here, guys. All injections also takes place here. What is here? IOC container creation. IOC container creation. I'm not highlighting everything. I'm just giving idea. Run method, sorry, main method, Spring application dot run method is called. Come on. Okay, first IOC container creation is done. Next, based on the starters that are added, auto configuration takes place, guys. In that process, we will get data source object. Come on. JDBC template object, named parameter, JDBC template object, and other objects. Then pre-instantiation of singleton scope beans takes place. In that process, component scan will detect all the user-defined classes. In that process, DAO service controller class objects will be created. Auto-configured data source will be injected to DAO. DAO injection to service. Service injection to controller. Come on. And injections will be done. And at the end, what happens, guys? At the end, what happens? They will be stored in the internal cache or not? They will be stored in internal cache. Internal cache of IOC container. Internal cache of IOC container. Okay. C step is auto configuration. Based on the starters that are added, auto configuration takes place. Mr. Ashish, did you attend yesterday's class? Did you attend yesterday's class, Mr. Ashish? Dirty fellow. Based on the starter that are added, what will happen? 4 or 5 bean class objects will come through auto configuration or not? Every day, fresh day, boss. Yesterday I have given which beans comes through auto configuration by when we had Spring Boot -starter. What is that? Spring -boot -. Okay. Mr. Ashish, dirty fellow, please reply. He's asking what is auto configuration. Tell me, according to yesterday's class, what are the beans that will come through auto configuration? Now you will say I missed yesterday's class. Great. Okay, guys. Fine. That is E, guys. Internal cache of IOC container. Internal cache of IOC container. Yes, boss. Now tell me here. Here, so many beans will come. Even auto, including auto configuration. So many beans will come, my dears. Will come or will not come? Definitely comes, no doubt in that. Now tell me here. Okay. Controller, main controller class objects. Object reference. Main controller class object reference. Next one. What is this? EMP service. Employee management service. IMPL class object reference. Next. EMP-DAO, employee DAO. Come on, guys. IMPL class object reference. Next one. Okay, guys. Next one, Hikari data source, guys. What is that? Hikari data source. Yeah, Hikari data source as the bean ID. Or if no bean ID is given, default bean ID is what? Class name itself, first letter, lowercase letter. Hikari data source. Now tell me here. Hikari data source object reference. Next, dot. JDBC template, named parameter JDBC template, all those things will be added. All those things will be added. Okay. Now tell me that IOC container will be returned back. Array, many things will happen inside the run method. I'm just highlighting only few things. Come on. Okay, guys. Now tell me here. Next one. F, guys. What's happening, guys? This is bean ID. This is a bean class object. Why are you taking this one as a class name? Ganesh Bahale. Dirty fellow. It is a class name of bean idea. This is bean ID, not the class name. Someone asking, sir, how come two classes can have same name? It is not at all. Class name, it's a bean ID, default bean ID. Because some beans are created through auto configuration. We have not given any bean ID. So they will be taking through what? Default bean ID, right? Okay, guys. Now listen, everyone. I run the application. Control comes to main method. Spring application dot run method happens. Inside, so many things will happen, but I am not highlighting everything. Only partially I am highlighting. Number one, IOC container. Number two, auto configuration of beans that are coming through jars that we have added, starters that we have added. So tell me, boss, for what classes we will get auto configuration? According to our application, we decided to work with which classes, which starter we have added, guys. Okay, guys. Now tell me here, Spring JDBC, you will get data source, Hikari data source. Okay, JDBC template, named parameter JDBC template, and etc. objects. etc. class objects. Yes or no? Na? Right. Next one is what, guys? Pre-instantiation of singleton scope beans and injections on them. Injections on them. That means indirectly what? Singleton scope beans and injections on them. So indirectly it is talking about which classes, guys? Okay, guys. DAO, service, controller class objects. DAO service and controller class object. Array, the objects that came through auto configuration, the objects that are came through pre-instantiation, everything will happen what? This one. Okay. Jayesh, if you don't add Spring Boot to JDBC starter, you won't get these things. We don't get these things through auto configuration. Dirty fellow, after listening entire Ramayana is asking that do I need to add Spring JDBC starter? Definitely we should add, right? Okay, guys. After that, what next? EBOS. Then it returns container back. Yes, we are taking the container back. What's happening, guys? Every day, fresh day, na? Okay. Every day, fresh day, na? Is it going to work it out? Ashish, VO, BO, DTO. They are Java beans. We are going to create objects for them manually. We are not going to take them as Spring Beans. They are just helper classes. We are going to create objects manually for them. Are you understanding my point? Right, boss. Now tell me, ctx.getbean is called. H, it is verified here. Done. H, it is verified here. Done. Next one, I question mark. I question mark. Yes, taken the written statement. Then we call the J. We are calling the business method. Here onwards, regular story, guys. J, control goes to J method. Okay. K. Method is called L. Control goes to service class. Come on, guys. LM. And this is calling DAO class method. N. Okay, control goes to DAO class method. O. Yes, it will talk to database software, gets the result set object, converts into list BO. And we are returning that list BO. That is what? P. You can give a number like this. This is talking to database software. This is talking to database software, guys. This is my P, guys. This is my P. This is my Q. This is my Q. No problem. After that, what next? Here we have to think about that list BO comes here. R converts list BO into list DTO. Yes. Yes. Come on. That list DTO comes here. T converts list DTO to list VO. U that comes here. W and we process the results. Whatever we get, we process the result. X. Okay. U view V. Here is my W. Guys, comfortable or not? Here is my W, guys. Enjoyed my statement, guys? Auto configuration based on the starters, guys. Based on Spring boot starter JDBC. Yeah. What happened? These class objects creation takes place. Okay. I think once controls comes to get bean method, flow is easy. Only in the Spring application.run method, we have to visualize something. A, B, IOC container creation. C, based on the starters that are added, auto configuration takes place. In that process, Ikari data source object, other objects will be created. Nice, boss. D, because at the rate Spring Boot application is internally having at the rate component scan. Okay, all singleton scope beans that are annotated with the stereotype annotation having singleton scope will be recognized and objects will be created within among them. Injection created through auto configuration. If needed, they also will be injected. And all injected objects, all bean class objects having bean IDs will be kept in what? Internal cache of IOC container, because after all, everything is taken as a singleton scope, guys. All of them are taken as a singleton scope. In this internal cache of IOC container, not only our class objects, the objects that are created through auto configuration also will be placed, boss. Are you listening my statement, guys? Come on. Right. Okay. Then what is this? G. Know the flow, guys. I hope you got thorough knowledge of flow, guys. Yes, we will talk more about internals later. This is what kind of thing. What is what kind of thing? Right. I want at least 30% of the students completing this application before I complete by tomorrow. Yes, guys. Devash point A, first auto configure object, then our objects will be created. I want at least 30% people. Yes. Right. VO, BO, DTO class objects are not going to be taken as Spring Beans. So their objects will be created manually using Bean class. VO, DTO, BO classes will not be configured as Spring Beans. So their okay will be created in different layers manually by using new operator. Understanding my point there? Okay. All right, boss. Fine. Kazur, what you are doing every day, boss? Right. Akhil, we can disable auto configuration. Yes. Number one, don't add the starters. Number two, after adding starter also on certain classes, we can disable auto configuration. It is too early to show, guys. Okay, Vivek Kazur, when you create Spring Starter project using Eclipse, you will get checkboxes to select. There you have to select JDBC API. When you select JDBC API, what starter will be added? Spring Boot starter JDBC will be added. Okay, if needed, I'll show that Spring Starter project. Where is that? Others. Spring Starter project. Yes. Spring Starter project. Some name. Say next. Here you have to choose JDBC. Okay. Here they will be choosed JDBC. Only JDBC API. Then you will get Spring Boot Starter will come. Ashish, dirty fellow, when I am not configuring them as Spring Beans, why they will come as in-memory cache, guys? Ashish, either you grow up or stop attending classes. What is the statement I have given here? All if needed, please watch videos, backup videos. Don't show your lazy face to me. Those who missed initial 2 classes, what's the problem to watch backup videos? There I have shown how to create the projects, right? There I have clear how to create the projects. Come on, guys. BK Yadav, we have not recorded Spring Basics. You have to attend live classes. Thank you, guys. Have a nice time. Please analyze and come.